Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Wednesday, July 11th. This is a podcast about knitting and crafting and baking and books and cats and all the crafty things, but most importantly, or more specifically, knitting, because that is what I love to do the most. Like always, you can follow me on all my various social medias. There's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I am most active on Instagram for sure, so if you'd like to go follow me over there, you can see what I'm doing during the week. And also all the links to the things that I will talk about in the show will be in the show notes, so if you are on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you are on my blog, everything will be down below. So, I'm recording on a totally different day today because I have some very exciting news that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. But I have a lot of knitting to show you because the past couple weeks have been a little bit different podcast-wise. They have been a good different, but they have been different, so I've gotten a lot of knitting done that I get to show you, which I'm very excited about. I have some yarn that I get to show you that I haven't shown you yet, that I've had for a while, and so that's very exciting. So yes, we will ignore the fact that today is Wednesday, although I guess we don't really need to ignore the fact, but I guess right now it feels like a Friday because I normally do this on Friday, but I'm doing something on Friday this week, so we'll talk about that in just a moment. So, if you would like to grab something tasty to drink this morning, I have water, because yay for hydration. If you would like to grab something tasty to drink, or snack upon, or craft upon, or whatever, and stay hydrated, you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So the big announcement, I will announce at the very top of the episode, just so we can get that out in the open, because I'm very excited to share with you guys. So a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I would be teaching a knitting class at the yarn store Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas, and I'm very happy to tell you that I am now a part-time employee, so I will be working there, and I am just so excited about that. I just can't believe it that I get to work at another yarn store. Because if you didn't know, I worked at a yarn store previously at Yarntopia. You've probably heard me talk about that yarn store before, and that was a wonderful experience. Sadly, that store is now closed, and I have a text message. So, but I was trying to find a part-time job or just something to do for the sake of doing something, and a little extra money is always nice. Couldn't really find anything that I was really excited about or that I would really enjoy doing, or really anything along those lines. And then thankfully the Modern Skein popped up, and I am their first employee, so I am super excited to be working with Sharon, the owner, and I just can't believe that I get to do this again, because I'm just so excited. But anyway, so I will be working, the schedule will vary from time to time, obviously, because that's just how working works. And so I will be working from Thursday to Friday this coming week. So in regards to that and my podcast, normally I would record on Fridays. I will be working on some Fridays. I will not always be working on Fridays, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle when I record and when I upload and all that kind of stuff. So I might play around with that, and so I apologize for the future if things are a little wonky or if things get uploaded on different days or whatever. I will be posting when podcasts get uploaded, so if you follow me on my social medias, you can be notified when podcast episodes go up, especially if it's on a different day or whatever. So I'm not exactly sure when this episode is going to go up. It might go up on Thursday, it might go up on Saturday, it might go up on Friday. I have no idea. We're going to figure this out as we go along. So that is just a heads up that the podcast schedule will probably be changing. And again, I'm not sure how exactly. I'm thinking it might be on Monday, because I don't know, maybe. Gonna have to figure that out. So we'll see how this goes and how the first couple days of work go, and I don't know, figuring out editing and all that jazz. So the main important thing is that I am going to be working at a modern skein, and I'm so excited. And so if you are in the general area, or if you're visiting Montgomery or the greater Houston area, please come by, say hello. It would be wonderful, also because the yarn store is wonderful. The selection is incredible. It's all hand-dyed stuff, so how can you go wrong with like hedgehog fibers and Jing fiber and all the other amazing hand-dyed yarns. Those are the two that came to my mind. But she has so much more, so you should definitely go and check them out. I will also be teaching more classes in the future, which is also super exciting. I am just so excited. This couldn't have come at a better time for me and my husband and just our time of life, so I'm very excited about that. But just to let you know, podcast stuff might change. I'm working now, or I'm going to be working. I start tomorrow. It's very exciting. And yeah, so that is my big announcement, and I'm really excited to be able to tell you guys now. So, yay! So I have knitting to show you. I have one finished object. I have two projects that got a lot of progress on because yay road trips. Also, I forgot to mention that last week I mentioned that my husband and I were going to Austin for a little weekend getaway for the 4th of July. He took some time off. We both needed a little vacation and just to get out of town and take a break, and it was so much fun. I went kayaking for the first time. I had never kayaked before, so that was very exciting. My husband is an Eagle Scout and took a canoeing class in college, so he is quite the pro. So it was good to have his expertise when it came to that, so I could just kind of be like, I don't know what I'm doing, and he would tell me what to do. In a very nice way, of course, because yes. But we had a lot of fun. It was very, really cool to get to do that kind of a thing. We kayaked down Lake Austin, because there are two different ones, and I guess I didn't realize that until we went. And they're two very different lakes, obviously. If you're from the Austin area, I do apologize. I'm sure that is just common knowledge to you, but I was not aware of that until recently. So we kayaked in Lake Austin, not Lake Travis. So that was super fun. We got an Airbnb. It was wonderful. It was very sweet. Airbnbs are just so wonderful. They're also more cost efficient than getting a hotel room, and you have a wonderful experience. Our view was incredible. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw pictures that I posted. It was gorgeous. We had perfect weather the kayaking day, and then the day that we were going to be spending most of it inside and leaving, it was raining, and it was just like, whoa, this is awesome. So I got a lot of knitting done. It was great. It was also fun because one of the things that my husband and I like to do together, or discuss, or listen to, or whatever, you get the idea, is podcasts. And we enjoy different podcasts. We enjoy the same podcasts. And so when it comes to road trips, it's obviously we like to talk during driving and all that kind of stuff, and my husband is very nice and lets me listen to the occasional musical, and he's a very good sport about it, but for the most part we listen to podcasts, and so that's super fun. We got to catch up on podcasts that we were both into, and just all that jazz. Unfortunately, none of the podcasts are coming to mind right now, otherwise I would tell you what they are, but they're slipping my mind, so I will try and remember to leave them in the show notes. But that was super fun. Another fun fact, not relevant to the podcast or anything, but just a little fun fact about me. My husband proposed on July 9th, and so that was kind of like our vacation didn't fall on July 9th or anything like that, but it was kind of close, and it seemed kind of like a celebration almost, but not really. And I realized that's not necessarily one of the events in your life that you always celebrate, but I feel like because it was just 2 years ago that it still recent enough that we can celebrate it without being too obnoxious. So that was very fun. We enjoyed that, and it was very special to be like, oh, well, we got engaged 2 years ago this coming weekend or whatever. So that was very fun. We both enjoyed ourselves, and we came back very refreshed and ready to go, which is always a good sign of a vacation, that you're ready to get back to your schedule. So, but let's talk about knitting, because that is what you were here for, and that is the main point of this podcast, as I say every week at the very beginning. So let me show you my knitting. So let me show you my finished object first, because that is very exciting. Ooh, excuse me while I lean out of frame. So this is probably one of my first, definitely one of my oldest project bags. And you can definitely tell it because it is very, very worn and very, very loved. But this is from one of my favorite bag company, Etsy bag people. It's called Stitch by Jessalou. I have many of her bags, many of them. I love them. They are so beautifully made. But this is a Doctor Who bag, and it's got bunches of different Doctor Who references all over it, and if you are a Whovian, this will make your heart very happy. We also have a weeping angel, lots of stuff, some things that I'm not even sure what they are. But yeah, it's just like, this was one of my first project bags, and so it holds a very special place in my heart. And also, I was really into Doctor Who when I was younger, and my husband and I recently started watching it again, and so that has been very fun. So, I finished my Annette shawl. Whoa, that's vibrant. Goodness gracious. So this is my commissioned knit. The ends still need to be woven in, and it still needs to be blocked, but for the most part it is done. All the knitting is done. I'm so excited it's done. This was a very soothing knit. It's mostly garter stitch and a little bit of lace at the end, but the lace is very easy. It's also a free pattern. Another plus. So if you're looking for a beginner's shawl, or you just have one skein of fancy something that you want to use, and you don't know what pattern to use, and you just really want the yarn to speak for itself, highly recommend this pattern. I used Knit Picks palette in the Limeade Heather colorway, and it is very vibrant, but not quite as vibrant as it is showing up on my camera. Who knows what it'll show up like on my computer. I don't want it to focus on my face. I want it to focus on the yarn. There we go. So that is that. This was my last ball, so I think I used my yarn very well. I think it ended up perfect, and now I can use little bits of this for whatever. Throwing into a random Stephen West shawl or tassels or goodness knows what. So I'm super happy with how this turned out in regards to yarn amount. So yes, I had it in my bag. Let me show you the shawl now, because I haven't shown you the shawl yet. But here it is. Ta-da! 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 I'm very happy with it. It's super squishy. It's got fold lines because I had to fold it up in the bag. But it needs a good block. Probably do that today. It's been rainy the past couple of days, so I didn't, and I want to kind of dry it outside. Hello, garbage man. But yeah, so it's all garter stitch until the very end. Let's turn it around so you don't see that ugly little end. So, and then we have this very nice lace portion. And there's the point. I think it looks very nice. I'm very excited. I think it'll grow a little bit, maybe a lot, when I block it, so that's very exciting. I think it's still a good size though, so that is exciting. I think it looks very nice. I would definitely make another one of these. I have lots of random Knit Picks palette hanging around, and I think it will make a very very quick gift. Sorry, I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder because I'm just really liking how this is looking. It also looks really good with these earrings. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So I'm very excited for this to be given to the recipient. I think she will really enjoy it. I have not knit anything for her before, but she seems like a very knit-worthy person, so I'm very excited about this. So, this is the Annette shawl. It is free pattern. I don't remember who designed it. I am sorry. But it is linked. It will be linked in the show notes, so don't worry. So you can go check it out. Free pattern, Knit Picks palette. Super easy. Would highly recommend. We'll be making another one. Many of them, probably. It's also very nice because it's a very, like, adaptable pattern. You can make it as big or as small as you want. You just have to keep an eye on your yarn, of course, because that's the smart knitterly thing to do. I'm recording a podcast. I know it's not on the same day, but please be quiet. So, very exciting. I am excited, what am I trying to say? I'm very excited to see how it looks after I block it and see how flowy it will be, because in my past experiences, palette blocks out very nicely and makes it still squishy but very light and flowy, so I'm very excited. So that is my first item. My second item will be this thing that I've been working on. Living in my, oh goodness, what is this called? Oh, I'm glad she has a label on the bottom. Little Monkeys Stitch and Spin bags, which has a window, which I'm super excited about. I've never had a bag with a window, and I'm loving it. In this wonderful llama bag. I got this bag from Houston Fiber Festival a couple weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, I think. I am loving it. I have another one of her bags that is not currently being used but will be used in the future. So this is awesome. Living inside of it is my very bunchy Authenticity shawl by Sylvia McFadden. It is very lacy. I am knitting it out of Bluebonnet Hills Alpaca Ranch. It's a lot of words to remember, and I think I got them all correct. Excuse me. And I'm loving it, and I now have fuzz in my mouth. But that's okay, because, you know, that's a hazard of being a knitter. This is so squishy. This is so amazing. I'm loving knitting on this. I'm on my second ball, and I think, so her recommended, or the version that she did, she tells you how many repeats she did of the lace pattern, and I am just starting on the last one, and I've just started my second ball. So I'm not sure how many I'm going to do. I think I might add on an extra one. Maybe, probably, because there is a very large, like, garter stitch border on the end, on the edges, at the bottom, at the bottom of the shawl, you know what I mean. So I don't know what I will be doing, but all I know is that I love it, and I'm so excited to wear it, and it feels so squishy, and it smells so good. I know it's very hard to see, but trust me, it looks awesome. I can kind of see it. I'm sorry, I'm not doing a very good job of showing this off, but it's been very fun. It's kind of funny because the lace is very easy. It's not hard at all. It's very simple. It is a charted lace pattern, so if you are not into charts, this might not be the pattern for you. But I don't have a problem either way. So I am reading charts, easy peasy. Sometimes I have a hard time with the rows. Sometimes it's just like, whoa, that was super easy. And it really just depends on, like, how focused I am, I think. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. How much I'm paying attention. Because if I'm not paying attention, then I really, really struggle. it's a hardship just to get through one row or even one repeat. But I think I've done it enough times at this point to be kind of like, okay, well, you know how to figure it out, you know how to fix this, just focus more and it'll be fine. And then I figure it out and it's all okay. But yes, so there we go. It's a little bit better at the lace, I think. Boop. I love this yarn so much. It's just so very happy with like it's almost like a purpley gray brown with all these flecks of happy colors and bits and pieces. I found some sparkle at some point and I was like, ooh, I was not expecting that. That's cool. So I just think this will be a beautiful, beautiful shawl to wear this coming fall, this coming winter, for the rest of forever. So I'm very excited about this. This is the Authenticity Shawl by Sylvia McFadden. I don't know which one it is, but she is a very wonderful person. She has wonderful designs. I want to make all of them, and her Instagram is also very wonderful. So I will link all of her information in the show notes, so don't worry. That being said, it is getting a little big for my project bag, but that's okay. I'm gonna make it work because I want to use this bag. It worked just fine when it was smaller, but it's getting a little bit big now, so but that's okay. I mean, it's still fine. It's just a little squished, but that's okay. Yarn is squishy. Yarn is very resilient, so it'll be fine. So lastly, in regards to my knitting that I've gotten done, but by no means leastly, I have my test knit, which I am like really ahead of the game on. I am so proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself. I think it's very nice because the schedule that we were given, or that is like the general kind of flexible schedule, is we have a lot of time to do things, which I really appreciate. I feel much less like stressed out. Not that previous test knits have been tight time-wise, I just have not managed my knitting time very well, so that's completely my fault. But because we do have extra time, I can be a little more relaxed about this and enjoy this a little bit more, I guess. So I'm really enjoying that. I am, let's see, we are on the second portion of the pattern. I think there's going to be a new portion of the pattern released sometime soon, so that is very exciting. I am knitting on the body currently, so ta-da! Hold that back. That's a little bit more accurate. Nope. That's really accurate. I feel like that's pretty accurate. So it's a very dark burgundy, maroony color. It's very fitting since I am an Aggie and maroon is our color. This is like a heathered light brown dove color, so that's very exciting. This is a pattern written by Caitlin Hunter. This is designed for the Yoth or Yarn of the House, on the House yarns. So that is very exciting. We've been working with Veronica of Yoth, which is very fun. I have cat hair all over mine. I am not knitting with Yoth. I am knitting with Cascade 220 Fingering, which is turning out to be a wonderful, wonderful yarn. I'm super happy with the fabric that it's knitting up with. It is, even though it is a 2-ply yarn, it still feels very, very durable, and I will definitely be using this yarn in the future for future sweaters, because this is just, it's very impressive. It's very, very impressive. I didn't expect it to be bad, but it's just really kind of exceeding my expectations. So this is a long tunicky sweater with drop shoulders. This is a color work obviously at the bottom with ribbing that is flipping up, but that will be fixed in blocking. There are short rows, so it's a little bit longer in the back, which I think is super cute. The sleeves are probably around 3/4. I think they stop around there. And maybe they're long sleeve. I don't remember. But we haven't gotten the sleeves yet, so I don't. Yes. There are cables involved, which is super exciting. I am loving knitting on this. This has definitely been my like mindless knit, obviously, because I'm knitting around and around and around for however many inches I need to knit. So that is exciting. I just ran out of yarn of my 3rd maroon ball of yarn, I think. So that's really exciting. I feel like I'm doing really great yarn wise. But I do need to wind up some more so I can continue working on this. But I'm very excited about how this is turning out. I think this will be absolutely adorable. I think it'll look great with like skinny jeans or a skirt of some sort. I think it'll be very, very cute. Leggings. Good for football, tailgates, probably. So that's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to finishing this, getting to wear it, and I'm also just really enjoying getting to test knit for Caitlin and Veronica. It has been a wonderful experience so far. So really, really enjoying this, and I can't wait to show you guys more of my progress. So fun times are ahead. So that is all I have knitting wise that I have done, but I have yarn for a sweater that I've talked about a lot, but I've not actually shown you the yarn that I have for it, because I think at the time we ordered the yarn, it arrived, then we went to Houston Fiber Fest, and I didn't want to make that episode too long because it was very long, showing you everything that I got. It was super exciting, but I didn't want to add to that because I didn't get this yarn from Houston Fiber Festival. Although my mom got yarn for the sweater at the Houston Fiber Festival, which is very exciting. She had one in mind, and she found the yarn that she was looking for, and it's going to be so gorgeous. Anyway, so if you have seen the past maybe 4 or 5 episodes, I think, you would be aware that I am really into the Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and I am just so in love with that sweater. I want to make it so badly, and I have the yarn now, and my mom and I are doing the decorative yoke cowl, which is super fun, and she's doing the is it Wool and Honey pullover by Andrea Mowry? It's the one with like the honeycombs on it on the yoke, and I think that is so cute, and I want to make that too at some point. But I opted for the Zweig because the Zweig just really needs to be made. And I found the yarn on Jimmy Beans. It was on sale. One of the types of yarn was on sale, which was the one that I need more of, so that worked out really well. And now I get to show you my colors, so without further ado, here are the colors for my Zweig. And aren't they just so beautiful? And I realized that the camera probably won't do them justice because it's just so difficult to capture the gorgeousness that are these colors. So I'm going to do my best, but nope. That's a little better. A little better. That's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it might show up differently on my computer, and it might show up differently on your computer. I don't know. It's just very, you never know with these computers and colors and screens and such. But anyway, you have the general idea. This bottom color is called Cordovan. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I don't know which one is correct. It's one of those two. This is Malabrio sock. We got this from Jimmy Beans. How about I just show you the name, and then that way you know for sure what it is. However you pronounce that, that is what that is. And so it is a beautiful brown. Let's see, can we get this? Can we? That's pretty accurate. I feel like it's a little bit more browny in person, not as purpley. So this is going to be the main body of it, and I think this is just so gorgeous. It's going to be so pretty. And then this fun one. So this was the one that was on sale on Jimmy Beans, and I got 3 of those. This fun one is very special. This is Madeline Tosh Twist Light in the Marfa colorway. And if you are familiar with things that are in Texas, the Texas area, Marfa is one of them, and that is the location of that Prada shop that people take ooh, that's very accurate. That people take pictures in front of and post on Instagram and look really cool. I know that it is a place, and I think it would be fun to go at some point. But just the fact that this is like a Texas thing, and I live in Texas. So this will be the yoke and the color work, and then obviously this will be the body, and I just think this will be so pretty, and it'll look really good with my coloring. I think it'll be just so gorgeous. There's one Zweig in particular that I saw that was very inspirational, and she actually used cordovan for her main color as well. She used a different contrasting color, but I really like this one, and this one seemed kind of similar, so I will link that in the show notes as well if you are interested. But I am so excited. I don't know when I'm going to cast this on. I feel like I need to maybe finish my test knit before I cast that on. Maybe, ooh, what? I should set a goal for myself of like what I need to finish before I cast this on, because I really just want to enjoy this, because I finished my test knit. All I have left is I finished my test knit. I haven't finished that. I finished the commission knit, the green shawl, and that was really good. I still have the test knit. The test knit is going super well. I'm very, like, on top of things. I have my shawl and a lot of other things that need to be finished. I have a lot of things that really just need to be worked on in general. So should I cast this on? Probably not. But I really want to, and I can wear it at the yarn store at the Modern Skein, and I'll be like a really cool knit person, and I'll have my own Zweig, and I can tell people I knit my Zweig, and this is so cool. I have big dreams for myself, so in my knitter goals. I feel like also I am slowly, this is going to be a very, very big tangent, so I'm going to just hold on to these yarns and wave them around, and we can pretend that I'm still talking about knitting. But it still kind of has to do with knitting. So, you know, I live in Texas. You might also know, I've said a lot and I've complained a lot, it gets really hot in Texas. It is currently very, very warm. Like very warm. We've had a lot of rain recently, and that's brought cooler temperatures, although it has been excruciatingly humid. That's okay. You know what? It's fine. Cooler weather. That's great. But, so, I would consider that we're halfway through July at this point. I mean, it's July 11th, so we're kind of getting close. And which means August is just right around the corner, which means that September is right around the corner, which means Halloween and Thanksgiving and, wait for it, Christmas music. You might not be that type of a person that is happy to listen to Christmas music at any point in time, at any point during the year. I am one of those people, because Christmas music just makes me really happy, and I'm just like really, really excited about Christmas music and just getting into the fall and winter holiday mindset, vibe, everything, wearing wintry clothing again, wearing my Zweig. So many things I'm excited about. This is bringing on the Christmassy moods. I'm just really excited about Christmas at this point. I just really want it to be cold and wintry and autumnal and pumpkin spice and Starbucks winter drinks and just all that jazz. I feel very strongly about the weather, if you couldn't tell. So I think part of that is also just really inspiring me to pull out my sweaters, knit wintry sweaters, finish sweaters, knit things that I'm going to be wearing in the winter, like the test knit and the alpaca shawl. So I am really just, I'm over the summer. I'm done with the summer. I think it's okay. I've gotten my son. We went on vacation. I learned how to kayak. Done all the summery things. I'm ready for the fall to come. I'm ready for the leaves to change. They don't really change so much here in Houston, but they might change up here in the Tomball area. We'll just have to wait and see. So I'm very excited about that. We might get more snow this year because we got snow at the beginning of the year and the end of last year, and that was just mind-blowing. So yeah, I'm excited to see what type of winter and fall we are gonna have, because we've had some interesting weather this year, so who knows what it's gonna be like. Anyway, this is super random, and I apologize for this very odd tangent of the weather. I know I talk about the weather a lot, but I feel like the weather, how I feel about the weather and the seasons does coincide with how I'm feeling about my knitting, so that is how I'm justifying it in my mind, how much I talk about it. So anyway, if that was not interesting to you, I do apologize. But anyway, these are my Zweig colors. I am so excited. I don't know when I'm going to cast it on, but when I cast it on, it is going to be, there will be huge celebrations. There will be partying. I'll probably save it for a special occasion, or just kind of like as a reward for myself. Who knows? I just want it to be really special. I mean, it already is really special. I don't know how much more special it can get, but I don't know. We will see. This is the sweater that I got emotional over, so you never know. I don't know how or why this is so special, but it just is. It's just very, how many times can I describe this as being special? Here, I would also like to show you these speckles. Can we even people? Like, oh my goodness. This is one of the most beautiful skeins of yarn ever. We have a moment of silence for this skein of yarn because it's just so beautiful. I'm so excited about this. And I will stop rambling about it because I've gone on about it for a very long time at this point, so thank you for sitting through that if you did. If not, I totally understand. So yes, my Zweig by Caitlin Hunter, Malabrigo sock, and Madeline Tosh Twist Light in the Cordovan colorway and the Marfa colorway. So when I cast it on, you'll hear about it for sure. It'll be all over my Instagram, so keep an eye out for that. Also, a couple weeks ago, I don't remember when exactly, it was recently, in the past 3 or 4 episodes, I mentioned, this is very crinkly plastic and I do apologize, but I mentioned that I'm going to be making some kind of yarn involved wall hanging for above our bed, and I'm so excited about that. I pulled together all the same colored yarns. I dumped out my big like baskety type thing of acrylics and just random bits and pieces of yarn that I've just collected over time. They're generally worsted-ish weight. And oh, there's some fingering in there as well. There's other weights as well, but it's mainly worsted. My husband and I dumped it out, and he was very kind and helped me sort through it all, and we figured out that I have, strangely enough, a ton of green, which I was a little surprised by, but because green is not necessarily the color that I am drawn to most, because they were very strange greens, but that's okay. It was a very interesting experience, and I learned a lot about my yarn stash. That's not the point, but I did pick out colors that I want to be a part of this wall hanging. I was able to look on Pinterest and look at inspirational color schemes and all that kind of stuff, so that was very exciting. And then I went onto Knit Picks and picked out a couple of colors that I wanted to add into it in order to really like bring it all together and like really make it pop. And I am so excited. That yarn arrived on Monday, I think, and I picked up the box from the apartment office and I opened it up and it was perfect. So perfect. I'm very excited about it. All we're missing at this point is the measurement of what we need above the bed, the dowel rod, and some twine. And then I'll be ready to go. So I'm super, super excited about it. I don't know how it'll turn out, but. And if it doesn't turn out, it's not been an expensive craft or whatever. It's not been very expensive at all, which is really wonderful because yay for knit picks, and dowel rods and twine are not very expensive either, so yay. But, so the point of that is, when I was ordering my yarn from Knit Picks, I remember that they have super, super cute little pins. And you know me, I love pins. I put them on my project bag. I put them, bags, plural. I put them on my overalls. And so I had to go and take a look at the ones that they had, and I had a hard time picking. I was just going to get one. And I decided which one I was going to get. And I saw it in the box, and it made me so happy. It's just so cute. I can't get over it. But like, it's just so cute, everybody. Can you believe it? It's a little kitten and it's holding a ball of yarn. Ah! So I'm very excited about this. This will definitely be living on whatever pair of overalls I am wearing. It will be moved. It will be on bags and stuff that when I'm not wearing my overalls, it will go with me everywhere. I am very excited about this. I just think the only way that this pin could have been better was if the cat was orange. And because my cat is orange. But I mean, it really doesn't matter. A cat is a cat is a cat. All cats are cute. All cats holding yarn are even more cute. And how can you say no to having a pin that you can wear and show off to the world and all that jazz. So I'm just so excited about this pin. They have great pins. They're super high quality. The backs are also really great. I have some pins that don't stay on very well, but my Knit Picks pins, they're really good. They stay on through washings and all that kind of stuff. So would recommend checking out their pins if you are looking for some knitterly themed pins. But there's also lots of other pin people out there on Instagram and on Etsy. If you just give them a search, they will pop up and you can expand your enamel pin collection. So I think that is all that I have for this week. This has been a very good episode. I'm very happy with how this episode went. I am happy about being able to share my announcement of getting a job at the Modern Skein and working at a yarn store again, because I am just so excited. I just can't believe it. So that is super wonderful. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are a new viewer, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like always, like I said at the beginning, all my various social medias, they will be linked in the show notes and everywhere. I'm most active on Instagram if you'd like to follow me. And you can be notified when I cast on my Zweig. So fun times are ahead. In addition to that, all the links to the things that I've talked about will be in the show notes as well. So never fear, you don't have to go back and rewind. All the links will be there, so you can just go and check them out very quick and easy. I will link all the information to the Modern Skein in the show notes as well, so if you'd like to find out more about the store, where it's located, all that kind of stuff, it'll be in the show notes. So that is important information that you should have. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful week and weekend. I feel like that's weird to say that because it's only Wednesday and it's not Friday. So the weekend is not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. But anyway, I hope you've had a wonderful week, etc., etc. If you have crafty plans, I hope they are successful. I have very crafty plans in my future because I'm going to be in a yarn store, working in a yarn store, so that is very exciting. I will also be working a lot on my test knit and just moving forward with all of that. Hopefully casting on my Zweig soon. I don't know when, but fingers crossed, it'll be sooner rather than later. Also, I am very inspired to pull out all my works in progress again that are in my crafting area in the living room, and just kind of reevaluate what needs to be finished and how much stuff is left on each project, because there are some projects that are just so close to being done and I just haven't finished them. So I feel like I really need to besides the test knit, I really need to focus on the ones that are almost done, so then I can finish a bunch of them, feel really good about myself, and then cast up my swag. That is my goal. Probably will be doing that this afternoon after I'm done editing. We will see. And apologies again for the future. I'm not sure when exactly I'll be recording / uploading, all that jazz. But thank you in advance for your patience and just continuing to come back and watch my podcast. I really, really appreciate it. If you would like to subscribe and all that jazz, click the like button. If you do that, that way people who search for knitting podcasts, it will be more likely that mine will pop up, and that will be absolutely wonderful because I just love to share my knitting goodness with everybody who is interested. So that would be wonderful. So again, thank you for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of knitting and knitting plans and knitting that I really want to do but know I should hold off on doing. But I think that is all that I have for you guys this week, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!